Years before the world witnessed a pivotal moment in hip-hop history, before the stage lights shone and thousands of voices united in Inglewood, there was a quiet instance that set everything in motion. This moment was so authentic and impactful that it still gives you chills when you think back on it. Picture this: Nipsey Hussle, the marathon man, sitting down with Kendrick Lamar to play him a track titled Dedication for the first time. There were no cameras capturing the moment, no audience present, just two West Coast icons in a room, sharing music and their vision. What they didn't realize at the time, and what no one could have predicted, was that this moment was laying the groundwork for something that would deeply influence the culture. Welcome to celebrity rap life, where the red carpets never roll up and the spotlight never fades. The rewards are legendary, because in celebrity rap life, every downfall can become a comeback, and every headline tells a deeper story. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next. The energy in that room must have been electric. You can almost feel it through the screen when you see the footage. Nipsey had that look in his eyes, that spark that told you he knew he had something special. And Kendrick, being the student of the game that he is, absorbed every bar, every beat, every intention behind the track. This wasn't just about playing a song. This was about two brothers from the same soil, the same struggle, connecting on a level that transcended the music itself. They were building something bigger than themselves, even if they couldn't see the full picture yet. That's the thing about legacy, right? Sometimes you're creating it in real time and don't even realize the magnitude until years later, when everything comes full circle. Fast forward to 2024, and the pop-out becomes a cultural earthquake. Kendrick Lamar brings the entire West Coast together for a show that felt less like a concert and more like a homecoming, a reunion, a celebration of everything the culture represents. The Forum in Inglewood turned into a mecca that night. People weren't just there to hear music, they were there to witness history, to be part of something that felt sacred. The atmosphere was thick with emotion, with pride, with the kind of energy that makes your skin tingle and your heart race. And when Kendrick performed, when he brought out artist after artist, when the whole stage became a platform for West Coast unity, you could feel Nipsey's spirit moving through every moment. But here's where it gets deep, where the story takes on layers that hit you right in the chest. That track, Dedication, that Nipsey played for Kendrick all those years ago, it wasn't just another song in the catalog. It was a blueprint. It was a message. It was Nipsey speaking his truth about loyalty, about staying true to your roots, about dedication to the community and the culture that raised you. Every bar was intentional. Every word carried weight. And Kendrick, being the genius that he is, understood the assignment from day one. He didn't just hear a song that day, he heard a calling. He felt the responsibility that comes with being a voice for the voiceless, a leader for the leaderless, a beacon for those still trying to find their way out of the darkness. The connection between these two runs deeper than music. It's about legacy, about what you leave behind when the lights go out and the crowds go home. Nipsey built his empire brick by brick, investing in his neighborhood, creating opportunities where there were none, showing young brothers and sisters that there's another way besides the streets. He preached ownership, education, elevation. He walked the walk every single day until his last breath. And Kendrick, in his own way, has been doing the same thing, using his platform to shine light on the uncomfortable truths, to challenge the system, to make people think and feel and question everything they thought they knew. These weren't just rappers trying to go platinum. These were architects building monuments that would outlast their lifetimes. When you go back and watch that moment of Nipsey playing Dedication for Kendrick, knowing what we know now, it hits completely different. You see the seeds being planted. You see the mutual respect, the understanding that they were cut from the same cloth, even though their paths were different. Nipsey had that street wisdom, that hustler's mentality, mixed with an entrepreneur's vision. Kendrick had that poetic genius, that ability to take the pain and struggle and turn it into art that moves millions. Together, they represented the full spectrum of what it means to be a West Coast artist who actually gives a damn about the people and the place that made you. The crazy part is how prophetic it all seems now. The pop-out wasn't just a concert. It was the manifestation of everything Nipsey talked about, everything he stood for: unity over division, community over individualism, progress over stagnation. When Kendrick assembled that stage full of talent, when he made sure the focus was on the collective rather than just himself, he was honoring Nipsey's vision. He was showing the world that the marathon continues, that the work doesn't stop just because we lost a soldier. If anything, it becomes more important, more urgent, more necessary. Think about the timing of it all. Hip-hop needed that moment. The culture needed that reminder of what it's supposed to be about. For too long, the narrative had been dominated by beef, by division, by artists tearing each other down for clicks and streams. The pop-out flipped the script completely. It said we're stronger together. It said we can celebrate each other's success without diminishing our own. It said the real enemies aren't the artists next to you. It's the systems that try to keep all of us down. That message, that energy, that movement, it all traces back to conversations like the one Nipsey and Kendrick had that day. The streets felt it. Social media exploded. People who weren't even hip-hop heads understood they were witnessing something special, because authenticity resonates, you know? You can't fake that kind of energy. You can't manufacture that kind of moment. It has to be real. It has to be rooted in genuine love and respect and purpose. And that's exactly what it was. From the performance to the guest appearances to the overall vibe, everything about the pop-out screamed authenticity. It screamed West Coast. It screamed, we're still here, we're still relevant, we're still pushing the culture forward. But let's bring it back to that room, to that moment when Nipsey hit play and let those speakers blast dedication for the first time. Can you imagine what was going through his mind? The hopes, the dreams, the vision for what this music could become? He knew he had something special, but even he couldn't have predicted how his legacy would continue to grow, how his influence would ripple through the culture long after he was gone. That's the power of purpose-driven work. That's what happens when you create from a place of truth instead of trends. Kendrick absorbed all of that. He carried it with him, and when the time came to do something monumental, when the opportunity presented itself to make a statement that would echo through generations, he didn't hesitate. He built the pop-out on the foundation that he and Nipsey started constructing years earlier. Every artist on that stage, every song performed, every message delivered, it all connected back to that core principle of dedication. Dedication to the craft, dedication to the community, dedication to keeping the culture alive and thriving. The beauty of it all is in the full circle nature of the story, from a private listening session to a public celebration that millions witnessed and felt. The journey represents everything hip-hop is supposed to be about: growth, evolution, unity, impact. These aren't just buzzwords or hashtags. These are real concepts that real people live and breathe and die for. Nipsey lived it, Kendrick lives it, and the pop-out proved that the message is bigger than any one person. It's a movement that can't be stopped. So when people look back at the pop-out and try to understand why it felt so different, why it mattered so much, they need to understand the context. They need to know about that moment with Nipsey and Kendrick. They need to understand that great things rarely happen by accident. They're usually the result of years of planning, conversations, relationship building, and vision casting. Two artists saw something in each other, recognized the potential for something greater, and planted seeds that would eventually grow into a forest. That's the real story here, not just about a concert or a song, but about legacy, about how the work we do today echoes into tomorrow. Nipsey Hussle and Kendrick Lamar understood that from the beginning. They knew their music, their message, their mission was bigger than chart positions and award shows. It was about creating lasting change, about inspiring the next generation, about showing people that there's power in purpose and strength in unity. The pop-out was the fruit of seeds planted long ago, watered by dedication, grown through adversity, and harvested at the perfect moment for the world to see. And somewhere, you know Nipsey was watching, nodding his head, proud as hell that the marathon continues exactly the way he envisioned it. This story is far from over, and the truth is still unfolding. I want to hear what you think. Drop your take in the comments. And if you don't want to miss the next twist, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next.